PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Monday, the 23rd of March. James Spann here, and looks like we're getting set for a period of unsettled weather with potential for flooding and severe thunderstorms along the way. So a lot to talk about. Let's go right to the Skycam network this morning. And today we'll have no issues at all. Should be a beautiful day. That's the view coming from Birmingham this morning, looking north from the top of the Daniel building. Down in Shelby County, that's our Inverness Skycam overlooking Highway 280 from the Wingate Inn. And from Gadsden, overlooking the city there in Etowah County, the sky mostly fair this morning with temperatures generally in the upper 40s and low 50s. We'll be up in the 70s today. Big picture, whopper of a trough over the east, and you can clearly see that could set the stage for some pretty active weather today. In fact, there's our watch warning map this morning. How about a blizzard warning for late March for parts of Wyoming, Nebraska, and the Dakotas? It's a pretty wild way to start the work week there. In advance of our storm, it's very windy. We've got wind advisories up over a large chunk of the southern plains states with very strong south winds today. One of the issues will be heavy rain. Check this out. Here's the QPF chart over the next 5 days. The bullseye. How about Centerville, Alabama? That's showing 5.7 inches. And this is valid through Friday evening at 6 o'clock. So this won't even count the rain that comes down on Saturday. So you can see that obviously flooding could be one concern by the time we get to Friday and Saturday. And severe weather is the other. So let's look at the convective outlooks. This is the outlook today. A small moderate risk from Oklahoma City up toward Wichita and Kansas City. Surrounding that, a slight risk from near Abilene, Texas, all the way up into parts of South Dakota and Minnesota. Tomorrow, a slight risk of severe weather from Dallas-Fort Worth to Jackson. And that would include Little Rock and Shreveport, Monroe, Tyler, and Longview. Day 3, which is Wednesday, there is a slight risk from the hill country of Texas to Meridian, Mississippi. A lot of the Interstate 20 corridors included there. Note Alabama is not involved in the Day 3 outlook there on Wednesday. We'll go to the longer range here. Day 5 is Friday. Day 6 is Saturday. And so really the guys at Norman are suggesting that it could be early in the weekend before really our main severe weather threat here, with all of the action holding just to the west for Thursday and Friday. But it's going to be pretty interesting to watch this whole thing unfold. Here's the modeling. This is the OZGFS at noon today. High amplitude pattern, big trough out west down below. The intense surface low is over western Nebraska, well under 1,000 millibars, and you can see great potential for severe weather down to the southeast of that. But we stay dry. Nice day here, up in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, some hint of isolated showers here, but I think most folks are going to stay dry. The surface low begins to fill as it moves north, and again, the main band of storms well to the west. Don't expect any serious issues tomorrow, but Wednesday, the front drifts in here. The main upper support is lifting out. The surface low is up on the Canadian border. Severe weather is not especially likely Wednesday. There could be some strong storms, yes, but again, we don't expect a big severe weather issue. Now, Thursday, the front just stops. It's parallel to the upper airflow, and rain will likely continue on Thursday. Will it rain all day? Probably not, but it could rain at any time. So that's the second wet day, and here comes Friday, and there's our new trough off to the west. And what that's going to do is try and push that front northward slowly as a warm front, and the better rain on Friday will be along and north of that front. And again, this is suggesting it could be North Alabama. And you can see why we'll be concerned about flooding potential, because this is the third day in a row for some good rains, potentially. The surface low is located just south of Tulsa. And then Friday, very good upper support, needless to say, with a trough, and at the surface, the deep surface low, and that thing is, 980 millibars near Des Moines. Thunderstorms blowing through here. And the dry slot wraps into Mississippi. And look at the instability values for Friday. That's just an example of what we could see in the warm sector there. Those are surface-based CAPE values. And again, that's the kind of thing we'll have in place Friday and Saturday. A very large warm sector, very unstable with a high degree of shear, so have to be watched carefully. Then Sunday, the whole thing's out of here. It turns colder, the 540 line down to Birmingham. Remains to be seen if we're going to get down to freezing that following Monday morning. But it looks like if we do, it would be Monday morning of next week, a week from today. And there's a look at Monday, but oddly enough, this is suggesting a vortex coming in here with maybe some rain on Monday, and if the clouds roll in here, we would not have a freeze. In fact, that would suggest a chance of snow there for Tennessee. But that's way out there. A lot of water's got to cross under the bridge before we get there. Let's go out there a few more days. April 3rd, another good-looking shortwave trough, another good-looking rain event there. That looks stormy. The end of the forecast on the 7th. Again, the amplitude is high, trough back in the southwest United States, another lee low on the Rockies. So looks typically like springtime with very active weather in the days ahead, and we'll be here watching it with you as we always do. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video by 3:30 or so today. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.